But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed. Amen. It says Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed, meaning he wasn't always alone and praying, right? There would be times where he would be with his disciples and he would be with large crowds. And then at the end of the day, or maybe early in the morning, he withdrew from that and spent his time with the Lord, right? So that just goes to show when it comes to that one-on-one time with God, you're not supposed to completely isolate yourself for 7 days and 7 nights and not speak to anybody. No, Jesus didn't even do that. Amen. He had his one-on-one time with God, but he made sure he still surrounded himself with those who were like-minded, right? And was on the same path in a sense, right? So don't let the enemy fool you into thinking your isolation and your solitude time with God means you have to lose all forms of human contact. Right? When you isolate yourself, you can become more vulnerable to spiritual attacks, right? And the enemy is just waiting for that right time to where he sees you, allowing your mind to go all over the place and just allowing yourself to feel like you're an island and there's no one for you. And that's exactly when he'll take over and you'll fall into like a depressive episode. And that's not what Jesus wants you to do. Amen. Obviously, the Lord wants us to have one-on-one time with him, but you have to be mindful that it doesn't mean don't do anything with anybody, right? You need your community, because you can get into a place where the enemy will take advantage and make it look like this is what God's calling you to do, but all he's really wanting you to do is to get you in that spot where you're alone, because he can find your weak spot and put you in a position where you start to doubt God, or you start to doubt your life and you start to doubt your friends. And so be so mindful of that. Amen.